Arun Dhata is live with us now. Arun, we are looking at those visuals. JP Nadda arriving there. Home Minister Amit Shah is expected as well. Prime Minister is on his way.
Well, that's right. Prime Minister Modi, will be here any moment from now, and it's a great victory for Jagdeep Dhankar. Scoring above 72% is something which is massive, which means that not only the NDA MPs but few others voted in favor of Jagdeep Dhankar, as BJP has been saying that many opposition MPs would vote for Jagdeep Dhankar. So that has happened. Prime Minister Modi has left his 7 LKM residence. He will be reaching here very shortly. Meanwhile, JP Nadda is reaching. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is also going to be here. So they all will be congratulating already present Jagdeep Dhankar, for his new role and responsibility. Remember, he's going to be the ex-officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So the role and responsibility is going to be bigger in Rajya Sabha as well, because that's the house where opposition parties have larger number in terms of the MPs. So that is the house where he has a large responsibility to play. Of course, he has the experience. He has that, constitutional experience. He knows the legalities of everything. So he's somebody who's going to be...
Yes, so the celebrations are happening in Jhunjhunu, also in Delhi. This is a day of big celebration for the NDA and Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar in particular. The security has been tightened at 11 Akbar Road, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected any moment. The choice of Jagdeep Dhankar did come as a surprise. The question was, what was the big message that the BJP was trying to give? The BJP, in appointing or nominating Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, has sent the message of a Kisan Putra, as they described him, and also as a people's governor. Someone who opened the doors of the Raj Bhavan in Kolkata to just about everyone, but someone who took a hardline position for the centre. Was it this a reward? But this was also seen as breaking of the ranks that happened in the opposition, with Mamata Banerjee deciding to abstain from voting. Two of the TMC MPs have in fact voted today, which includes the two Adhikaris. But the larger message that is coming in is the index of opposition unity, which is at an all-time low. JP Nadda and Prahlad Joshi, two leaders of the BJP, now waiting for the Prime Minister to arrive at 11 Akbar Road for the celebrations. The first set of visuals are expected any moment now. But let me bring our reporters who are tracking this story very, very closely. Arun Dhata and also Yash. We also have the reporter from Jhunjhunu who will give us a sense of how things are in Jhunjhunu. But Arun, this is certainly a big day for the BJP and NDA. The message is very clear of how they managed to ensure that Jagdeep Dhankar wins with a record number.
Well, see, Maria, numbers were already stacked behind NDA, and they knew. And the only, matter was that how many votes Jagdeep Dhankar will be getting. That's something which everyone was keenly waiting for, and now he has got 528 votes, which is 72.8% of total polling. So it's a massive margin with which Jagdeep Dhankar will be becoming the Vice President of the country. And of course, the role and responsibility which he's going to play, that is something which is going to be very crucial, as we have been discussing that how Prime Minister Modi and JP Nadda addressed him a Kisan Putra. That was the move which BJP wanted to play, especially at that point in time when you have elections in Haryana and Rajasthan. Haryana is a state where you have 2 times anti-incumbency against you, and you have a non-Jat chief minister of the state, where you have more than 25% of population of
Arun, just
Jat
hold on to your
community.
thoughts. We have Amit Malviya of the BJP now joining me on the phone line. Amit Malviya, we have seen the role that was played by Governor Dhankar then in Bengal, and now his elevation to the vice presidential to the vice president's office. How do you look at his journey, and particularly the role that the BJP, the treasury benches, I would say, would like him to play as the chairman of the Rajya Sabha?
Look, Mr. Dhankar, as the governor of Bengal, was someone who stood steadfastly with the law, with constitutionally laid out principles, irrespective of the charges that were leveled against him by the ruling dispensation there. He not once stepped out of line. He did what was mandated, what was expected of him as governor of West Bengal, despite the grave provocations, despite frequent run-ins with the government, the chief minister and the administration. So he's somebody who brings a great deal of constitutional propriety with him, and that is something, that is a great virtue to have in somebody who's going to preside over the Rajya Sabha and be the vice president of a country. And Mr. Dhankar, given his legal background, his long years in administration, his understanding of the law and the constitutional framework will all be advantage to the position that he will be holding going forward.
All right, Amit Malviya, thank you so much for joining us. We also have Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi of the BJP joining me. Naqvi Saab, how are you looking at this victory? The percentage is huge. 72% votes polled by Jagdeep Dhankar.
मैं एक तो ये जो शानदार जीत हुई है धनखड़ साहब की, उसके लिए मैं उनको बधाई देता हूं। एक किसान सरोकार से को समर्पित व्यक्तित्व, एक शानदार व्यक्तित्व और समाज के पिछड़े कमजोर तबकों के सरोकार के लिए हमेशा संघर्ष और हमेशा काम करने वाले व्यक्ति के रूप में धनखड़ साहब को जाना जाता रहा है। और आज उनको उपराष्ट्रपति के साथ साथ चेयरमैन राज्यसभा की एक महत्वपूर्ण जिम्मेदारी मिली है। उनका अनुभव, उनका समर्पण और साथ ही साथ उनके काम करने का जो तरीका है, उस मैं मानता हूं कि एक बहुत सफल और एक बहुत ही बेहतरीन उपराष्ट्रपति के रूप में भारत को मिले हैं।
Naqvi Saab, really appreciate your time. We are looking at the first visuals now coming in from 11 Akbar Road, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached the home of Prahlad Joshi. It is here that Jagdeep Dhankar is there, and we'll get those visuals now coming in of perhaps a bouquet that will be given by the Prime Minister, exchange of greetings that will happen. JP Nadda and Mr. Prahlad Joshi welcoming the Prime Minister. We can see Anil Ballooni, who is also the head of media of the BJP, a member of parliament himself.